Because you're right, the numbers were already down historically. They were less when Joe Biden was in office than when Trump was in office. So it's really all for show right now.
There's a couple of things that have been said that I think are inaccurate or out of context. One of which is the idea that it was just as good under Biden. That is patently false. Biden belatedly, at the end of his presidency, did some things through executive actions that the last 6 months made the numbers look better.
I didn't say it was just as good. I didn't say it was just as good under Biden.
I said the numbers were lower under Biden when Biden left than when Trump was in office.
That's former Republican Governor Tim Pawlenty making an entire CNN panel erupt by calling out their blatant gaslighting over Biden's outrageous immigration numbers. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it's becoming more and more apparent that the hacks and establishment media haven't adjusted to the new information landscape over the last decade, because it's clear that they still seem to think that they're the sole source of reliable data and that people only remember what they tell them to. Unfortunately for them though, that hasn't been the case for some time. Here they are getting caught out for unsuccessfully trying to spin Biden's failures to smear Trump's achievements.
And that is a fact.
No, over four year to 4 year.
When Biden left.
4 year to 4 year. Who had a better record?
When
the New York
Biden
Times.
left.
Hold on, Maria, hold on. I want the governor.
The New York Times, which is no conservative publication, did investigative reporting not long ago that looked at the Biden administration and concluded that the number of illegal immigrants that President Biden led into this country was the largest number of illegal immigrants in the history of the country, bar none. New York Times. Beyond that, this point about Scott just raised, the American people are fed up with illegal immigration, and they're particularly fed up with people who are criminals and also fugitives from the law. Tom Homan may get to the point where he's in schools or hospitals. We'll see if criminals are hiding there. They're not there yet. And the idea that somehow this is offensive to go after rapists, murderers, sex traffickers.
That's offensive, Governor.
But now those numbers are going to ramp up. I'll just make a prediction to you. Trump will increase those numbers well beyond what you saw under Biden. And lastly, there's 1 million plus fugitives beyond the criminals who've already been adjudicated, have already had due process, that are in the United States. So once they get done with the gangbangers, the sex traffickers, the weapons merchants, the other folks who are involved in heinous crimes, then they can get to work on 1.2 million fugitives who've already been adjudicated and get them out of the country. And when they get that all done, maybe we can get around to some of the other ones.
You know, it's absolutely insane that they're seriously trying to act as though Biden's scrambling at the 11th hour to put a Band-Aid on his open border policy only after he realized that it was hurting him in the polls is some sort of win or monumental achievement for Democrats. But in retrospect, that's always how liberals seem to operate. They create a mess, deny that it's happening, blame the opposition, then half-heartedly try to fix it, leaving it far worse than it was before they created the problem in the first place. Then they have the audacity to expect Americans to thank them for it. This is how they inevitably ruin everything they touch, through a slow, incremental approach of taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Thankfully, though, we have people like Pawlenty to call them out on it. But let me know what you think. Was there anything that was better under Biden in any way, shape, or form? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!